Joining me now is one of the key people driving President-elect Trump's crypto agenda, Republican Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee. Senator, it's great to see you again. Welcome.
Likewise, Kelly. Good to be with you today.
Do you personally own crypto? I mean, you can imagine, based on your knowledge and interest in the space, if you had been owning it for the past, I don't know, 5 or 10 years, you must be doing pretty nicely right now.
Kelly, this is a sore point in my family. My kids wish I would have allowed them to do it, but if I want to be able to do my job here in the United States Senate, I just felt it best not to invest in the crypto space, even though I see tremendous potential here in America. And as President Trump said, and by the way, I want to congratulate him on his Time Man of the Year award, but as President Trump said, we want to be at the cutting edge of innovation here. If you look at the Biden administration, at this SEC, you look at the regulatory onslaught that they've had to deal with, the fact that they're using, the legal framework that they are, or the lack of a legal framework, I should say, to just come in and regulate this industry by litigation. What we're going to look for is a great opportunity for crypto to expand here, again, putting the United States at the cutting edge of the innovation. And I think we're going to attract a lot of brain power here and a lot of opportunity as a result of it.
So your kids, your family, they're like, we could have been multi-millionaires. Like,
Kelly,
great, thanks for doing this.
Please don't bring it up. This is a tough conversation at Thanksgiving and Christmas, as you can imagine. But
I'm curious, Senator. There's a lot of people, and a lot of your peers probably, people who I talk to, who really think that crypto is a waste of capital and is not something that United States should double down on, and get so upset when they hear this talk of different states, whether it's Pennsylvania, now Texas, or us doing something nationally with a Bitcoin reserve. What was your aha moment? Why do you think this has real value for this country?
Well, it's taken some time, and my viewpoint has evolved. As you remember, Kelly, I was the U.S. ambassador to Japan. I saw a massive heist take place there with CoinCheck. I was deeply concerned about, where that cryptocurrency might have landed. But as I dug into the technology and saw the potential of the blockchain, where this could go, it's absolutely amazing. And then if I think about just basic principles of a decentralized currency like this, the freedom and the liberty that it supports, there's a lot of very positive aspects to this, and I think America should be at the forefront of it.
All right. You mentioned Japan, and because we do have you, I would really love to know where you stand. What you'd potentially be breaking with the president you support if you said that Nippon Steel should go ahead and acquire U.S. Steel. But if the whole point, if the president-elect is trying to incentivize people to invest in this country, and that's exactly what Nippon Steel, from a country who's one of our close allies, what they want to do, doesn't this make a lot of sense to you to allow this deal to go forward?
This is not about our strategic alliance with Japan and the United States. This has to do with a critical strategic industry here in America, that is steel. President Trump has acknowledged that he worked on it in his previous administration. Steel is an absolutely vital strategic industry for us, and it warrants, a very careful look. And I might add that Nippon Steel comes to this with unclean hands. They've got an unfair trade practice history here. What we want to see is a robust steel industry happen here in America. President Trump has been clear about that, and I'm not surprised at all that he wants to do everything he can to incentivize the growth of U.S. industry.
The reason why I dwell on this one is it worries me a little bit that this goes more in the vein of protectionism that undermines our productivity in the long run. For instance, I don't know that much about it, but my understanding is that Nippon Steel might have some better methods, maybe some more novel ways of producing steel, contra U.S. Steel. And if we continue in this country to not let in the kind of latest and greatest on the technology front, aren't we going to end up with obsolete, overly expensive, not cutting-edge technology?
Well, one thing I might go back to, Kelly, is what you covered so well earlier in the program. And if we look at our capital markets as the source of competitive advantage that they truly are, if we get out of the business of trying to use climate activism, DEI, and things like that as a tool to guide our capital markets, and instead get back to the animal instincts of America and capitalism, and I think we're going to get that with our incoming SEC Chairman Paul Atkins and the team there, what we can do is make the capital available for precisely the type of innovation that you're talking about. So I'm excited about the potential. I think everything is going to change on the 20th of January in a very, very positive way in terms of making the type of capital available, the amounts of capital available that we need to see more and more innovation happen right here in America.
And finally, Senator, can you explain, you were quite upset and put a post on X and else about it, about these kind of efforts to do, a last-minute vote on some of these SEC members. Can you just explain to us what's happening and why you're upset and how this sets us up for the slate of people that Trump would like to see put in office next year?
Well, it's a very different circumstance. What we see here is the Biden administration and Sherrod Brown and the Banking Committee in the 11th hour, lame duck session, after the American people have already spoken loud and clear on November the 5th. They want to see change. They want to see positive change. And they came and tried to slam in through a procedural mechanism that's very sleight of hand, a backroom deal that would have jammed in one of the worst potential candidates for SEC commissioner that I could have imagined, Caroline Crenshaw. She is a climate activist. She pushed to go even further than Scope 3 in terms of the disclosure requirements that she wanted to impose on U.S. companies, again, making our capital markets less competitive than ever. The diversity requirements that she wanted to impose on corporate boards, she led that charge. The courts spoke loud and clear this week and kicked it out. The American public and our capital markets don't need this type of oversight at all.
Is this not typical, though, to do so in the kind of waning days of an existing administration?
Well, it's happened in the past, but they can expect a strong fight from people like me because this is exactly what we do not need right now. And again, the American people have spoken on the 5th of November. And what the Biden administration is trying to do and what Sherrod Brown and the Democrats and the Banking Committee attempted but failed at was to come back and jam in the type of person that the American public doesn't want to see in these offices.
Understood. Senator, it's good to check in with you. As always, thanks for your time.
Great to be with you.
Check back in soon.
So much.
Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee.